Happy Friday, everybody. This is Billy, and I've decided today I am going to share how I make my favorite green monster. It is my favorite green drink, and I just want to tell you today a bit about what's in it, how I make it, and some of the benefits of these ingredients, which many of you are probably aware of, but for those that are not, I'm going to briefly give you some of that information. So, starting your green monster, there's a few rules I have for making mine. Because I am making this in my Vitamix, which is right here, this is, by the way, the best investment along with my treadmill and a couple of other things in life, of course, that when it comes to healthy living, this is definitely a key investment in my life. Now, in saying that, those of you that know or have ever looked into a Vitamix, it is very, very expensive. They can go in range from $500 out the way up to $1,000. This one I got at Costco on their roadshow. Google it, go on their website, find out if you're interested. When they are doing a roadshow at Costco, go and visit, and it's always cheaper by at least 10-15%, and you get recipe books and you get a little bit of extra stuff. And this Vitamix actually has preset timers on it. So this one, for example, is your smoothies. This one is for your ice cream, and this one is to make delicious hot soups. Oh my goodness, this makes the best soups. So not only is this just a smoothie, just a blender, it also cooks as well and makes ice cream sorbets. And my favorite, which is nice cream, which is bananas blended in the blender with just a dash of almond milk and whatever fruit you love to flavor it with. I myself prefer raspberry nice cream, which is just frozen bananas in the blender with a little bit of almond milk, a dash of vanilla, and about a cup of frozen raspberries. But that'll be another time. So let's get back to our green smoothie. So this is actually more of a green juice than it is a smoothie because I do not add a banana. If you like smooth textured smoothies or green drinks, then I highly recommend adding about a half a banana, and that will give you the smoother consistency. I like the freshness, the watery, more just pure fresh taste of the greens. So I just add water and a bit of ice. So first things first, when you are preparing your green drink, I select organic kale and spinach simply for the fact this is going straight into my bloodstream. It is a drink and it's in liquid form, and so it's going to digest faster. It's going to go straight into your bloodstream. And so when it does come to green monsters and green drinks, I do prefer organic, just for that simple fact. Okay. Kale, you can get organic kale for $2.49 at Metro, Sobeys, other places. A lot of organic food is just as affordable as non-organic. But in saying that, if you can't, or you can't access it, or you don't live close to a store that sells organic, and you buy kale or spinach, even if you buy the Dole box, which I sometimes have to because I'm in a hurry, and they don't sell it at No Frills by my house, so I will get it. But in saying that, this here, if you decide to go with green drinks, this is something that you want to start doing, and you want to make some better decisions and choices in your life, and you want to start eating cleaner. And I will tell you, green smoothies, Green Monster, my drink, are absolutely incredible for you. They are so good. But you must get this. This is a natural cleaner. It's a fruit and veggie spray. It's about, I think, $5, $6. And this will last you a very long time. You only need to spray just a tiny bit. It's all natural. You can get it at Goodness Me. I think you can get it at Sobeys and your larger supermarkets as well. Okay? I highly, highly advise always washing your fruits and vegetables. If you're not, and you're just rinsing them with water, you are not cleaning them as well. And I'm going to tell you a quick, funny little story. But I saw a man one day in the grocery store. I'm not going to say where, it doesn't really matter, but he sneezed all over the fruits, the apples. And I was just like, whoa, I am so glad that I super duper wash my fruits and vegetables all the time, because You have no idea who's picked up that apple, what was on their hands. You must wash your fruits and vegetables. I know it sounds really simple, and most of you probably do, but I advise this step here because it's just more efficient. So let's get to the Green Monster. So first thing you do, if you're using your Vitamix especially, they will tell you, you must put your hard fruits and vegetables first. So I add a half of pear. So I'm going to put those straight in just like that. Seeds and all, skin, everything, because that's where all the nutrition is. I'm going to move my tablespoon of flaxseed over a little bit here. Now I'm going to add my green apple. That was my pear that I just added. Now I'm going to grab my half of green Granny Smith apple. That's why it's the Green Monster. It's all green fruits and vegetables. Then I'm going to grab frozen pineapple. This is about a half a cup. I prefer frozen pineapple over fresh in my Green Monster for 2 reasons. It keeps it nice and cold, makes it colder, and I don't know why, but it's sweeter. Can't explain it. So I'm going to grab my handful of frozen pineapple, and I'm going to throw those in. So now I've got all my hard fruits in the bottom, or if you were doing vegetables, you'd have those all in first. Now I'm going to stuff in my kale. And I know you're probably thinking, wow, that's a lot of kale. But let me tell you, you cannot, as far as I know, well, with anything, I guess you can go over, you can have too much. I'm just going to squish that down inside there. But I love my kale. And I'm going to tell you right now, you will not taste it in my Green Monster. You will not. It absolutely, everything I'm putting in this, it's the perfect blend. And it's sweet, and you do not taste one of anything. You just taste deliciousness. So now I'm going to add my green spinach. I'm just going to push that down inside. Then I'm going to grab my fresh parsley, which is also organic because it's a leaf, and I just prefer it. By the way, my apples and my pears were not organic, but they were washed really well. So give me 2 seconds here. I actually have pulled up some of the benefits of parsley, because this is an interesting one. Not a lot of people put parsley in their green drinks. I do, because it's good for blood vessels. It helps fight illnesses. It helps for your heart. And I don't know, urinary tract infections seem to be on the rise in our society. And I don't know why or what that is, but parsley, fresh parsley, is really, really good for urinary tract infections. That's one really good benefit. Bear with me here. If you're wondering why I'm not showing my face, it's because I actually look like, oh, I look terrible today. It's just, you know what? I'm PMSing, I'm doing housework, and I'm catching up on stuff, and I look terrible, so I really don't want to show you what I look like today. It's just one of those days I'm behind the camera. And it also is good for cancer, and it boosts your immune system. And we know inflammation is something we all deal with, and it causes arthritis and other things. Well, parsley also helps with that as well. Okay, so back to my Green Monster. We've got our pear, our green apple, we have our frozen pineapple, we have our kale and our spinach, and now I'm going to add my tablespoon of flax seeds. And I really do like my smoothies cold. I will let my smoothie sit for a bit though after I do make it. Sometimes it's too cold. But to make it last long, because I like to drink it slowly so it digests properly, takes me probably about, I'm going to say, half hour to 45 minutes to drink my Green Monster. I like to enjoy it. So I do add about a half a cup of ice. And then I add my water just until it's about a quarter of the way full. And that should go up to about a quarter. Yep, we're looking good. Okay, now this is where things get interesting. So I'm not a sugar person. I do not like refined sugars. I don't bring it in the house unless I'm treating my kids. But I do actually add a little bit of sweetness to my Green Monster. So give me 1 second. I'm going to put you all down for a sec while I open up my maple syrup. Okay. And when I say I add a little bit, I literally mean like a tiny, tiny little bit. And if you're going to use maple syrup, organic or Canada grade #1 is the best kind to get. So that's it, a drop. That is all I put. Okay, so we've got everything inside now. Where's my lid? There's my lid. We're gonna put our lid on. Oh, battery is dying. Of course it is. Okay, so we got everything on there. And you're also, what's really cool about the Vitamix, of course, because things will get stuck, you've got your little plunger here to plunge it down with. So we got everything inside. We're good to go. We're going to turn this on. And I feel really bad because my husband is sleeping, but he's on night shift, but we should be good. I've done it many times before. Okay, so we got power on. We're good to go. I'm going to select my automatic smoothie selection. Sorry, I'm tired today. That's why I'm having a green monster, because I need to wake up and feel better. So I'm ready to go. I've got that. I'm going to take off my top of my lid here, and we're going to turn this baby on. And there you go. We are done. Now I'm going to get out my favorite container that I like to drink it in. It's either a big, huge mason jar, or I'm going for the Gusto with my other container, which I like to drink it out of. And I'm going to simply just pour it inside. This should pretty much fill this whole jar, if not a little extra. And there we go. Perfect. The perfect amount, the perfect green drink. Okay, that was strange. For whatever reason, my camera just decided to stop playing. So anyway, just want to say, look at this amazing green drink. There is so much goodness in this drink. There is iron, B1, B2, B6, BK, potassium, yeah, just, you know what? There are so many good vitamins and there's minerals in this. Kale is actually a great source of calcium if you don't drink dairy like me, because I do not do dairy. Calcium in daily green drinks are good, as well as a supplement if you're also not, getting other means of calcium. But kale does have calcium in it. One thing I do notice when I drink lots of green drinks is my nails grow really, really fast, which means the calcium is doing its job. It's going to help with your bones, your skin, and your hair. This is a green monster, and it is delicious. I highly suggest you try it. And if you don't have a Vitamix, that's okay. If you have a Magic Bullet, it should do just as good as a job. Well, I can't say that. It won't. I had a Magic Bullet. That was my step up. It will not be as good and as smooth and as good as consistency. However, you're getting your greens. It's going to taste good if you add all those ingredients I told you to add. And so, yeah. So, cheers, everybody.